Hello again. Today I want to talk about something that's really dear to my heart, something I believe is essential to a satisfying creative life. Hi, my name is Wendy and I'm an artist. As you can see, this is my studio. Today we're going to talk about the joy of creating just for you. The joy of creating just for you means not for a gallery, not for Instagram, and not to impress anyone, but just because it brings you peace or joy or maybe even healing, just because it helps you feel like yourself again. If you're a woman in the second half of life like I am, you probably spent a lot of years doing things for others, and maybe you've just now given yourself permission to create. Or maybe you're still waiting for someone to tell you it's okay. If that's you, this is your permission. Many of us grew up in times when art wasn't really encouraged unless you were quote unquote good at it. If you couldn't draw a perfect apple in grade 4, someone decided you weren't artistic. Or maybe like me, they decided you were artistic when you were a child. My parents actually supported my ability in art, but the world comes along and it's a different story. Maybe that feeling of being rejected around your art has stuck with you, or maybe you've always been a creative soul like me. Life just got full. Kids, careers, caregiving, yeah, I've done it all, and you probably have too. And now, with a bit more space in your day, you feel that little nudge to pick up a brush or a pencil again. But here's the thing, when we finally do, that other inner voice can creep in that says things like, why bother? Or is this any good anyway? Or should I post it? Or maybe I should sell it to make it worth the time. I want to say something really clearly today. Your creativity does not have to be useful to anyone else to be meaningful. I'm going to say that again. Your creativity does not have to be useful to anyone else to be meaningful. Let that sink in a little bit. God gave you creative instincts not to earn something, but to enjoy something, to enjoy Him, to enjoy the beauty of your own hands and heart, to express what can't be said with words, which is a wonderful reason in itself. So, what happens if you create without pressure? That's a good question. There's something truly magical that happens when we stop creating for a reason and start creating for a relationship. When I sit down with my sketchbook and some paints without an agenda, which doesn't happen nearly often enough, to be honest, just let color and line and shape appear, it becomes something very close to a prayer. It's quiet, it's grounding. Have you thought about that before? It brings me back to myself and to God. I've noticed too that I enjoy the process so much. And there's no pressure for it to be good enough when I just do it because I want to. And because nobody's going to see it. I don't share my sketchbooks. Well, I haven't. Maybe I should, I don't know. I don't because I actually write a lot in them. You might not know that I'm also a writer. I have several published books. And I make notes on all kinds of things. So sometimes it's a little too personal to share on social media or out to the world. But just the sheer joy of color moving across the paper is worth it. No need for likes or followers. Not sure we need them that much anyway. The joy of seeing something emerge that didn't exist before. That's so cool, when it comes out of your head or your heart or your being somehow, something appears that didn't even exist before. And the funny thing, that's often when the most beautiful work happens, because we're not squeezing it, we're letting it unfold. I like the concept of squeezing it because that's so often how it feels when you've got some kind of pressure. It's like, I have to get this out. And it has to be so good. But it's worthwhile even if it's not a masterpiece, because it reminds me of who I am and to whom I belong. It's a good reminder, isn't it? And I've heard similar stories from some of you. One woman told me she started painting birds from her kitchen window just for fun. And now she has a drawer full of them. She doesn't show them to anybody. But they've become a source of joy for her that she never expected. It's like having a sketchbook that you don't share. It's still a source of joy to you. That's what I mean by just for you. It's not about hiding your art. It's about removing the weight of performance so that joy has room to grow. What a concept. Here's a spiritual perspective on creativity. Scripture tells us that we're made in the image of God, the creator of all things, which means creativity isn't optional, it's part of who we are. Whether you paint, bake, garden, sew, or write in a journal, those are all ways we reflect God's nature. In Zephaniah 3:17 it says, "He will take great delight in you. In his love he will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing." I love that verse, because if God can rejoice over us with singing, surely he can rejoice over color and paint and paper. Creating just for the joy of it is a way of saying, God, I see what you've given me and I want to respond with delight. No need for it to be impressive, just sincere, just open, just yours. So today I want to invite you to pull out a sketchbook or a few colors or even just a pencil and paper and create something just for you. Not to post, not to sell, not to improve anything, but to remember who you are, to find peace in your own company, to meet with God in the quiet. And if you're looking for a way to surround yourself with that kind of beauty, I do have a small collection of art prints and home goods on my shop, all created from that same peaceful place. They're there if you'd like to take a look. The link is in the description. But whether you browse or not, I hope today you'll create something just for you, and maybe, just maybe, that will be more than enough. Please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and click the little bell. Also click the like button, and I would love it if you would leave a comment and just tell me how this strikes you. And I'll see you next time.